Welcome to Mystical Minds. I am your host, Jamie Girard. Today, I will be reading an article from Danny Martin Girard. His work can be found at dannygs.fortoday.com or Mystical Minds YouTube channel and podcast, co-owned with myself, Jamie Girard. Our true identity. The body is only an exterior shell that holds the soul. The shell is irrelevant to who we truly are, as we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, not human beings having a spiritual experience occasionally. Are we merely flesh and bone? If you say, I am only flesh and bone, then you say, I am here merely because of evolution. What control do you have if you believe only in evolution? If you believe only in evolution, you believe you're here by coincidence. If you get sick, you would have to rely solely on conventional medicine, which is effective for the majority. But how many times has conventional medicine been ineffective? Why cast your faith in humanity rather than God, the universe, and Creator? If God created everything, including you, then He has the wherewithal to bring you back to wellness. And He has the solution and the wherewithal for anything you desire. When we remember our source and the universal laws that govern humanity, we have the insight we need to achieve what we want in life. I believe conventional medicine is effective. However, I strongly believe doing the mental work along with the treatment, whichever treatment is best for you, is even more effective. Doing the mental work is the only means that guarantees healing, unlike putting all your faith in conventional medicine alone and depending on a system to cure you. The system works for some people and doesn't work for others but God. The one who created it all has the answers to your healing, and it starts with your thoughts and beliefs. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a solution for everything through simple reasoning and science? What happens when we're stuck in a pit so deep we can't possibly think of a way out, and there's no logical means to get out? Then we say, God, I've tried everything, but nothing's worked. Please help me. Why wait until you're in the pit? If you wait until you're already in the pit, it's much harder to get out and not panic. But if you practice your faith and you focus on the divinity that created you and the source which lives inside you, the source who knows every possible means to get out, then you don't panic and you're not overwhelmed. You know you have the tools to get out. If you start investing time in your relationship with you and God, two possible outcomes will occur. Either you'll prevent the trouble from occurring in the first place, or you'll know how to handle the adversity when it strikes you. Essentially, if you rely on your human capabilities or science alone, you're casting your faith in a system that's incomplete and will always be incomplete without the source who created it all. Furthermore, the other problem lies if you say your identity is from material possessions or status. If this is the case, what happens if you lose all your material belongings or status tomorrow? Would you break down and say my life is over? Would you still break down if you had stable footing and you had your priorities in order and you knew the source who created the universe can get you out of any hole? If you knew your identity and happiness wasn't based on your job or wealth or status, and you lost everything tomorrow, would you still declare my life is over? I believe as humans, it's normal to be upset when we lose something. The problem lies when we become dependent on things over physicality as our source happiness. Would a marriage fall apart if love was based on their true identity and not superficial reasons or intentions? How long can a marriage sustain if a marriage is based on superficial reasons or intentions? What happens when you get old and wrinkly, sick or poor? It may be worthwhile to evaluate if your intentions or reasons for marriage are still going to be there when you're 60, or if circumstances change and you're sick and broke. Focusing on our identity means focusing on where we came from and why we're here, and on the source that gives us life. Our true identity is the expansion of our inner self and the mission we choose for ourselves to improve humanity and species and the preservation of our planet. Seeking material wealth before the evolution of our soul is saying, I'd rather be rich than be who I truly am. Seeking primarily outer beauty when choosing a mate is saying I'd rather have a pretty face to look at and for others to see than to have a meaningful relationship and be happy. Seeking primarily external appearances in oneself is saying I'd rather appear attractive on the outside than focus on the essence of who I am. Jobs come and go, wealth comes and goes, looks fade away, bodies get older, but the one thing that remains and never fades away is the spirit that gives us life, what sustains us when we lose our job, wealth, or lover. Don't get overconsumed with everything that's subject to change. Focus on what truly matters, what brings joy and peace, because a title or riches or a pretty face will not bring you happiness, but the soul will. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. I really love this article. I hope everybody else loved it as much as I do. These are very, very powerful articles, and I'm going to keep reading these. Like I've said before, it's every Monday at 6 p.m. on YouTube, Mystical Minds. Thank you so much for listening, and until next week, have a beautiful day.